start?
An X and a Y axis.
We start with a domain always. The domain is our first step no matter what. Yes, and X and Y intercepts whenever, if they exist. But the domain is always, when we're asked to graph, without the domain we will not know what to do, where to plug in, and what. Okay, so now can anyone change this into an interval notation for us, and then this, and then this? Shivam, would you change this into an interval notation for us?
Is it parenthesis infinity? Or no? Is it 0?
No. Noor, would you like to tell us what is the interval notation for x less than 0?
Would it be negative infinity to 0?
Very good. Okay, Gabby, this interval, how do I write it?
Would it be 0, infinity?
Okay, Amin, how do I write this interval?
Would it be close bracket and then infinity?
Okay, that scares me. That really scares me, please. You have the videos, you have the work, you have the notes. That is scary. Sorry. I'm scared. Because I'm worried. Worry is my middle name. So, remember we have to put in 0 and 1 for sure. Infinity and negative infinity. Nothing is missing. There is no gap. Negative infinity to 0, 0 to 1, and 1 to infinity. So now the symbols under 0 will be parenthesis to the left and bracket to the right, and they are touching right immediately under 0, not skewed left or right, immediately under 0. Then under 1 we have the parenthesis and we have the bracket. Exactly how they are presented here. Now between negative infinity and 0, and then 0 and 1, and then 1 and infinity, we have 3 different functions. Who would like to tell me which function we have between negative infinity and 0? Only one.
X plus 1.
Very good. And then between 0 and 1?
2.
Very good. And then obviously it's a silly question to ask the last one. Okay. Now let's plug in negative 1. What do we get?
0.
Very good. 0 indeed. Let's plug in 0, although I'm not allowed to. Let's plug in 0. Very good. Awesome. Let's plug in 0. What do I get?
2.
Very good. Let's plug in 1, although I'm not allowed to.
2.
Very good. Awesome. Let's plug in 1 and also 3.
2.
Very good. Awesome. And 3?
0.
Without even graphing, if you use this table the way I presented it to you many times, you do not need to graph. Of course we will graph, but you do not need to graph to determine these limits. Can you tell me what is the limit of h of x as x approaches 0 from the left?
1.
1.
Excellent. Can you tell me what is the limit of h of x as x approaches 0 from the right?
2.
Exactly. So I have the limit as x approaches 0 from the left of f of x. You already gave it to me, is right here, 1. And you already told me the limit as x approaches 0 from the right of f of x. You already told me is 2. And now can I answer the first question without even graphing it? I will graph it in a minute. Limit as x approaches 0 from either side of f of x. What is the answer?
dne.
Of course, because they are not the same. One is here at 1 and the other side is at 2. If this one is at 1 and this one is at 2, the limit from either side does not exist. The limit from the left exists, the limit from the right exists, but the limit from either side is dne. Now let's see here, because we are asked to find the limit of f of x as x approaches 1 from the left. 2. And the limit of f of x as x approaches 1 from the right. So then, I don't even need to graph, because if you use the table the way I presented it to you, I will not take credit for it. I was taught that way. So it's not my invention. I promise you, I will not lie to you. I could take credit for it, but I will not. The f of x, because it's not true. So what is the answer?
2.
Yes, because they are both the same. So finally we can graph. Although we already have the answers from the table. Okay, so I'm going to graph. Can anyone give us the first ordered pair in order from left to right?
-1, 0.
Very good. Here it is. I need a different color. Okay, -1, 0. Good. Next one.
0, 1.
Very good. 0, 1. Open point or full point?
Open.
Very good. I know I'm exaggerating just for everyone to see. This is done. I put down this color. I cannot use the same color again. You don't have to do that. I'm just making a point. Okay, next point.
Point at 0, 2.
0, 2, and it's a full point. Very good. I'm using blue now. Okay, and then the next point is 1, 2. But tell me, what type of point is this? Open point. So the middle graph is in blue. But now I am going to use brown. Okay, the next point, what is it?
1, 2.
Exactly, so I can fill it in. And then 2, 3, and that's 3, 0, and it's done. Red, blue, brown. That's why the limit from either side of 1 is 2. But the limit from either side of 0, look what happens. 1, 2. They don't meet. They're not the same. So then the limit does not exist from either side. The limit from the left exists, the limit from the right exists, but the limit from either side does not.